Why do we stumble and fall into sin? Especially once we've walked with Jesus for any period of time. And we know what right and wrong is. We know where the snares are, the things that we're likely to fall into. And yet, somehow, even if you've been on this journey for 20 years, you find yourself stumbling into the same stupid things that you've stumbled into for maybe the entirety of your Christian walk. So I want to show you the answer. He returned to the Talmudim and found them sleeping. He said to Kepha, "Were you so weak that you couldn't stay awake with me, even for an hour? Stay awake and pray that you will not be put to the test. The spirit indeed is eager, but human nature is weak." I want you to think about this for a minute. Peter had just spent 3 years side by side, day by day with Jesus, watching him raise people from the dead, watching him walking on water himself as a result of Jesus calling him out onto the water. Peter watched Jesus calm storms. He watched Jesus heal people, causing their hands to stretch out, the lame walk, the blind see. Peter witnessed more of God's power than any of us likely will ever have the opportunity to witness in our lives. He knew Jesus face to face, in person. We know Jesus by the Spirit, but Peter broke bread with him for 3 years up until that moment. And yet, in one of the most important moments in Jesus' entire life, and it's not like Peter didn't know that this was an important moment. Jesus explained to him what was getting ready to happen. So Peter knew what was happening. All of the disciples were fully aware of what Jesus was up against, and yet they still fell asleep. Here's what this teaches us. It teaches us that in our humanity, we stand no chance against sin because the human nature is weak. Given the right set of circumstances, we are all susceptible to sin in our flesh at all times. It is only by continually staying in connection with Jesus, continually retaining the awareness that in our flesh, we can do nothing to please God. There is little to no restraint in this flesh. And it is only by what the Spirit empowers us to do that we have any hope of overcoming sin in this mortal body. No amount of miracles that we see is going to be compelling enough to prevent us from falling back into sin if the flesh is put into the right set of circumstances. No amount of seeing amazing things, seeing the power of God in your life, nothing that you see with your natural eyes or experience with your natural experience will be compelling enough to overcome the weakness of the flesh. If it wasn't compelling enough, if Jesus in person for 3 years was not compelling enough for Peter, one of his disciples who walked on water, if the miracles that he experienced were not compelling enough for his flesh to be capable of overcoming the weakness, then what hope do any of us think that we have in our flesh? And if there's any part of you that thinks I'm wrong, let me show you this. Stay united with me as I will with you. For just as the branch can't put forth fruit by itself apart from the vine, so you can't bear fruit apart from me. I am the vine and you are the branches. Those who stay united with me and I with them are the ones who bear much fruit, because apart from me, you can't do a thing. The fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. What hope do you think you have of having self-control of your own accord? Jesus says that it is only by staying in connection, in union with Him, that we are able to do a thing, particularly to bear fruit. And one of the fruits of the Spirit is self-control. We have no hope of controlling this flesh, of overcoming the weakness of human nature, if we do not remain in connection with Christ daily through prayer, through reading the Word, through communication, through gathering. If we do not remain in connection with Him, there is no amount of self-control in your flesh that you will ever be able to muster to overcome the sin and snares and stumblings in your life. But if we remain in connection with Him, if we remain in union with Him, He says that we will bear much fruit. And one of those fruits is self-control.